You know, it's kind of sucky and saddening to cover this kind of stuff, that being a lot of Counter-Strike pros, and especially from the North American scene. Sadly enough, when I wear this kind of shirt, leaving the scene entirely for a game like Valorant, that being CSGO pros who simply have no other choice but to switch games. And especially most notably this past week, not even the only pro from these past few days to make the switch officially, that's going to be Freakazoid. By the way, the same guy who 7 days ago was saying stuff like this, asking anyone, begging anyone who needed a team or a couple of players to try and sign them. Less than 7 days later, he has now officially himself left the Counter-Strike scene to switch to Valorant. Citing, sometimes life says out with the old and gotta go with the new. I'm quitting CS and going to be playing Valorant. I can't wait to be a part of the team that competes at Worlds or whatever it's called for it and freaking crap up against teams worldwide. Let's go. And like I said before, he's not the only one. I think, I'll be talking about this one probably for the prolonged period in the future. I know there's going to be so many comments out there. Oh, tier 2 North American pros. Oh, pros who couldn't succeed in Counter-Strike are leaving the scene. Big whoop. Yes, this might not spell trouble right now for Counter-Strike because we're not like Overwatch where top pros are actually making this switch. But certainly for the long term, I think a talking point we'll have sometime soon is how this will affect especially North American CSGO. You know, we got guys like Freakazoid, we got guys like Zelsis, FNS, Sabrosa, Wardell, Food, Pith this past week as well, Lasky, maybe even Dennis, other pro players and already retired Counter-Strike pros. Tons of them are making the switch, and I will have a video for you guys probably as well about that long list as it continues to grow of pro players. I didn't even mention all the T1 guys so far, right? AZK, Swag, Crashies, Fraud, their coach, all formerly Counter-Strike, now making the switch. When it comes time for the middle tier, or if you want to call it tier 2 of North American CSGO, yes, this is a big, right? Hiko. Yes, you might argue, yes, they're not doing much. They weren't achieving much in terms of Counter-Strike, but they were the feeders. They were keeping that scene alive at the very, very least, and they were fun to watch, and many of them I cheered for, and it sucks. The main point of all of this, they had no other choice. I think Ye put it a great way. If I do remember, I often forget about this. I will link his thread down below, guys. Ye had a great statement as to why right now is just a mix of unfortunate timings for the Counter-Strike scene. Of course, with COVID, the coronavirus outbreak, and along with that, the structured CSGO leagues we have seen have certainly hindered the lower tier scene, and that's why with a rising game like Valorant, why would you not switch for the opportunity? Especially because all of these CS pros, a lot of them probably have some contracts waiting as the hype around Valorant is so strong. People are being signed before the game's even out of closed beta. I don't blame a single pro out there for doing this. It's just very sucky and saddening. It's exciting, right? A lot of the pro players you probably cheered for in CS, you can still cheer for in a different esport, but it's also super sad to read these kind of things where a guy a week ago was begging not to have to make the switch, and now he's having to make the switch because the money and the contracts, they just aren't there for CS right now unless you're at the tippity top. And they are there for Valorant. Now I'm realizing I'm going to be talking about this probably for the next few months, and we're going to see a lot of good names go. And I guess when that happens, I'll be back here. What do you guys think about this? Freakazoid, as of late, is the most recent one of me recording to make the switch from Counter-Strike to Valorant because he was forced, and plenty of others have now joined that same list. Until next time, drink your water, drink your coffee. I'll see you guys back here next time.